All right, well, good afternoon, everyone. It is 12 p.m. on Tuesday, April 18th, 2023, and I'd like to welcome you to today's Blitz session on marketing resource. Thank you all for being here. As a reminder, this will be recorded, so for both buffering purposes and your privacy, you may want to turn your camera off. If you have any questions, please raise your virtual hand or use the chat. And as with all of our videos, you'll hear us remind you that if you are watching this in the future, to please be aware that some of this information may have changed, and today's session is a great example of that. We have covered marketing resource before. However, there have been some recent changes in the content and in the way that you interact with the site. And thankfully, we have Kristen Fredericks with us to help navigate those updates and changes. Kristen, thanks so much for being here, and we'll get started.
All right, thank you so much. Let me go ahead and share my screen. And we'll get started today. All right, so we are going to talk about marketing resource. So marketing resource has changed quite a bit in the last week or so. They have given it a complete brand refresh. But before we get into all of this, I want to go ahead and show you how you can get there. I'm going to go ahead and go back to RWT Connect. This is, of course, our local intranet just for our company. And you'll see that we have a BHHS resource button. This is a single sign-on button. It means if you click it once, you don't need a username or password in order to log into BHHS resource. BHHS resource is the global intranet for all BHHS agents throughout the world. And one of the tools that they have on their platform is called Marketing Resource. And again, if you go ahead and click this button for Marketing Resource right here, it's going to go ahead and open up your account for Marketing Resource. Just for the sake of time, I've gone ahead and clicked all these buttons today, but just remember that it's nice and easy to get to. So again, this is a global platform tool available from BHHS. All right, let's get into this and take a look. This is going to look very different for those of you who are used to Marketing Resource, the old version, and for those of you who are seeing this for the first time, hopefully you like what you see and you'll be able to apply it to your business. So Marketing Resource is the clearinghouse for all things kind of marketing assets for BHHS. This is a place where you can get all the latest commercials and all the latest presentations and all the latest materials from BHHS and their global ad campaign. This is where you can build an e-card and send it out. This is where you can upload flyers and things like that and be able to send them out or send them out for printing or download a PDF. This is where you'll be able to put people on drip campaigns. We have all sorts of different options in here for you. And I'm actually going to show you where all that different content is. And we're going to kind of take a tour today. I do want you to know that for those of you who have seen this before, that the actual content itself has not changed. What they did do, however, is that they updated the library. So we have even more options in here, but how you actually interact and build an e-card, build a flyer, how you download a video, things like that, that is all still in here and it all still works the same. They just recategorized everything to make it easier for you guys to find and interact with this system. We've already done a class and it's in the library on how to build an e-card and how to interact with some of these additional items that are in here. So if you have an opportunity, do go ahead and take a look at some of those videos that are in the training library if you want more specific information. Today, we're just going to go ahead and do an overview of Marketing Resource and how you can access everything. So this is the home screen of Marketing Resource. You'll notice that they have a nice big banner up here. This is actually going to go ahead and give you some idea of some of the new assets that have been added in here, some of the things that are available for you. This will be updated and changed as things go into the system. And some of these are very clickable. This one is not. It's the actual first slide here. But you'll notice that as soon as we get into one like this global report here, it is clickable. And you can go ahead and go in and you'll be able to see all the different things that go with those global reports. If at any time you need to get back to this screen, this home screen, you can go ahead and click the logo in the upper left-hand corner. Over in the right-hand corner here, you'll actually see your name. If you click on it, you'll actually be able to see your profile information. This is where you'll be able to change any of the items that are located on like the bottom of your e-card that goes out. This is where you can also connect to various social media platforms to be able to share immediately because there are social media assets available in Marketing Resource. And we'll show you those in just a second. One of the things I do want to note here, this particular account does not have it, but if you do belong to a team, a marketing team, you may see your team profile in this drop down as well. So if you belong to the Virginia Beach real estate team, you'll see that in here as well. And that way you can go ahead and send out marketing materials off your team name versus your individual as well. So do know that there's a little drop down in there just in case if you belong to a team. All right, across the top here, we have a couple of things. We have the library. If we click this, it's going to go into two different things. It's going to give us all of the different assets that are available in the entire system in the master library. And it's also going to have a little tab here called My Library. And this is where everything that you've built or sent or tried or tested or anything that you've done and interacted with the system to be able to build something or download something is located in here. So again, that master library is going to have every single asset from BHHS in it. You'll be able to go ahead and work your way down to find out what you'd like to use in here, but that's going to have everything in it. And again, My Library is going to be all the things that you've built or created. Going across the top here, we are going to be able to upload contacts. This does open up a new window. So you'll be able to see that we have lots of different contacts in here. You can upload and import your contacts. You can also, it also supports groups in here as well. So when you're sending out e-cards and things like that, you can send to individuals or you can send to groups. The nice thing about this system is that it does sync with BHHS Resource, Sage CRM, as well as the RW Connect CRM. There's a couple little steps that we have to do to make that happen, but do know that they do talk to each other, which is wonderful. You can upload things into the system. So if you know that you're going to be using a particular photograph or you're going to be using a video file or something like that, that you know that you're going to be using in the future, you can go ahead and upload it into here. Do know that all of our property e-cards and property flyers are going to bring in all the information directly from the MLS anyway. So if you were to build a property flyer in here, for example, you'll be able to just look it up by your MLS number and it's going to bring in those public remarks and those photos. So you're not going to have to upload all those photos in here. But if you have anything extra in here, or you have a special photo or a video, you can certainly upload it and then it's available in your library to use later. If you're ever building an e-card or you're building a flyer or something like that in the future, you can also upload directly in that e-card. This is just a way to upload assets outside of that process. If for whatever reason you need help, we're always available in web support, but this is a BHHS global product, which means you have the customer success team from BHHS behind it, and you can get to them from two different ways. You'll notice this help section up here. I'm going to click this in just a second, but I want you to notice this big blue blob down here on the right-hand corner. This is available everywhere in the BHHS global network in the intranet, and this connects directly to the customer success team at BHHS. Anything that we've covered here today, if you get stuck, you can't remember where something is, if something doesn't look quite right, something maybe didn't send or something, you have a question about reporting, you can certainly click that little blue button here and you can go ahead and send them a message. This is a live chat right here during their open hours. These are real people up here. And in fact, I recognize some of them because we work with them as well. You can also give them a call and you can email them as well. The customer success team is a wonderful team to work with, and they are experts at this product and everything else within the BHHS system. If you click that little help button here at the top, it's going to take you to the knowledge base. So this is going to be articles about all sorts of different things in the system. So if you have a question, for example, of how do I, you can go ahead and use the search bar to learn how do I attach a photo or how do I upload a video. And all of those different pieces are in here in your content editor as well. This is probably the #1 question we get is how do I change my profile information? And it's right here in that managing your profile information section. And if you open that and click that, this is going to give me a problem just because I am on a share screen right now. It'll show you and give you all the directions for how you can go ahead and access your profile information, how you can change it, how you can enter your social media links, things like that. The drip campaign section allows you to start scheduling drip campaigns out of this system. Don't forget that RWT Connect also has drip campaigns available in its system as well. Some people use both, some people use one or the other. Just be aware that this is available in here as well. This will pull from the contacts that are available in the Sage CRM in order to start running a drip campaign. So this one happens to be an old one for the last year's US holiday campaign. But if we click that new button, you'll be able to see lots and lots of drip campaigns that are available in here. And they're based off of all sorts of different things. If you want to send out things on home staging tips or lifestyle, real estate, some newsletters. This one is actually the 2023 US holiday campaign. So this is the new version of the disabled one that you just saw. You can also go ahead and build your own as well. So if you wanted to build your own e-cards, you could actually go ahead and pick out all your e-cards, add them to the template, and go ahead and sign up your people for those drip campaigns. Again, we're not going to go into the actual processes of all this today. This is really just a tour, but do know that we will go into future classes on some of these drip campaigns, or they're already available in the training library as well. I'm going to go ahead and click that logo. Remember, that takes us right back to that homepage. And I want to show you a couple of things that are available in here as we look at the new marketing resource. If I scroll down, you're going to see this huge search bar right here for search templates. If you happen to be looking for something very specific, you can certainly go ahead and put that in there. Maybe we need to find something for Easter, for example. If I just type in Easter in this section here and click search, it's going to go ahead and bring up all the different assets that were available for the Easter holiday. So you can use this for anything and any keyword. So if you want to use this for recruiting or commercial or luxury, or you want to use it for a different holiday, or if you just want to use it for a flyer, an e-card, property, whatever you want to put in that search bar, you can put that in there and it'll go ahead and bring that up for us. So again, notice we're in that master library. So these are all the templates and all the assets that are available from BHHS for this particular keyword, which happened to be Easter. And you'll notice we have lots of different things here. So we have social images, we have an Instagram story, we have an e-card we can send out. And as they add to this system, they'll keep the old e-cards, which is nice. So you'll be able to go back a few years and send something out if you haven't done it before. I see a quick hand. Karen, did you have a question?
Right. Are these pre-made e-cards and the rest of the resources customizable? So if I wanted to remove Happy Easter and put a different header on there, could I change it?
On these Happy Easter cards, not really, but we do have what we call generic, flexible, and blank templates in here, where you could upload a background photo and put a different message over the top of that. And I'm going to show you that in just a second.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. All right, so that was the search bar. Let me go back to the home page again. And I'm going to go ahead and scroll down. So this is where it starts to get a little bit new for Marketing Resource for those of you who are used to the old one. And for anybody who is new to this is going to be where everything is now organized. We have this bar called Quick Links. This is just going to help you organize things a little bit better when you get into the system. And they're really designed to just get you where you need to go very quickly. So things that are ready. Ready means that you have maybe built an e-card and you've put it on hold. You haven't sent it out yet. These are assets that are ready to be printed. They are ready to be sent out. You've started the creation process, but you haven't necessarily finished it. That's going to be under your ready section. Things that you've shared are going to be under your share section here. So this will be things that you've maybe shared to social media, or you have shared to an email, or you have shared the link. You've created a link to be able to share elsewhere. So these are going to be your shared assets. It's always nice to be able to go back and maybe reuse something that you've created in the past. The system does allow you to save your favorites. So for those of you who like to build your own e-cards all the time, and you like to be flexible and generic, and you like certain templates to use, you can actually save your favorites. You can click it and it'll save your favorites. So all of your favorite e-cards and all of your favorite assets or flyers or things like that will be under your favorites, so you can get to it quickly. This system does have a whole bunch of pre-made ad agency quality digital advertising available in it. We're actually going to show that when we get down here to the bottom, but if you need to just pop right into digital ads to be able to build a digital ad set, to be able to send to Chalk Digital or to AdWorks or to another vendor, you have all of those in here as well. Do know that our digital ads also support a custom upload. So for those of you who might need a custom ad for your digital ads, they are available to either upload on your own, or we're happy to help you build those in the marketing department. For those of you who might belong to commercial, link to the commercial assets. This will have the commercial division logo on it. Video Buzz. This is a tool that allows you to create and stitch videos. So if you have a video where you have maybe some stills of a property, plus maybe a little walkthrough, you want to do a little voiceover, it's going to allow you to stitch all that together and then put the logos and the disclaimers to make everything legal on the front and the back of those videos. And then you'll be able to use those videos either by downloading them, sharing them to social media, or you can certainly embed them into an e-card. Karen, did you have another question, or was your hand still up?
Thank you. You already answered my question.
Okay, just wanted to make sure before I moved on. And then this last tool here is admin. Normally you hear me say in my classes, ignore the admin button. That's because I'm logged in as an admin. But in this case, this actually belongs to an agent. So what this means is that you can give somebody else in the company permission to help you with your marketing work. So it actually gives access to other people in the company to be able to work on your behalf in your team setup here. So if you have an assistant who happens to be in the system, you can certainly grant them access to be able to help with this. This helps when you have an agent that you might be mentoring that might be sending things out on your behalf too. So just know that there are some sharing options in here. If you are an actual team, so you have a team leader, you have team members, that's set up a little bit differently, but we use this admin access to make sure that maybe your transaction coordinator or your assistant that works with your team can access all the different team members plus the team account. I'm going to go ahead and scroll all the way to the bottom here. And I want you to see all the different categories and how they function in this system. So this is new, and this is a new way to display all of this. This used to be actually hidden behind a bunch of different buttons you'd have to click to get there. But they wanted to make it nice and easy for you to be able to log into Marketing Resource and find all the different things that are available and go directly to something that you were looking for. So this is going to start to break things down for us. If we know, for example, we want to send out a just listed e-card, we're going to go under property marketing, and we're going to be able to go ahead and use our little drop downs here, or we can just go ahead and click the main category if we just want to go into the master library with all the listing property marketing assets, or we can use this little drop down. And we can say, okay, we want to build a listing e-card, or we want to build a listing flyer or brochure, door hangers, whatever we want to do, maybe a social media asset. And it's going to show us all the different things that are available here. So it's broken it down by lots of different things. Let's go with the high level first. It's going to search by content type. You want to send out an email. What do you want to send? Do you want to send an e-card, or do you want to send an e-newsletter? Do you want to start working with video? Maybe you want to do a presentation or print. It's going to say, do you want flyers, booklets, brochures, door hangers, posters, some international sizes? Do know that this is a global platform. You'll see little country flags on lots and lots of different things. You're looking for that American flag to make sure that we don't pick something with international sizing. They use slightly different sizes when they're printing postcards and things like that. We have American standardized postcard sizes. So just be careful when you're looking at all these little assets here to make sure that you're using the US set. You can go directly to some of the social media or digital ads. And remember, Karen, I said that there were the generic templates. The generic templates actually allow you to build your own e-cards with your own items, and they have lots and lots of different options, your own digital ads and your own newsletters. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at these just because there was a question there. Let's take a look at the generic e-cards. So maybe you don't want to send out something, you want to actually build it on your own. These are our generic e-cards, and you'll see that there's lots of different spaces here. Do not be afraid of the wording in here. You can always use it for something else. So you might see something like an e-card that you like that says just listed across the top. Just know that that box is just text. You can say it just sold. You can say new listing. You can say whatever you want to say in it. They're just placeholders. So these are our generic options here. So if you wanted to add something else and you wanted to do a different headline, you could certainly do that in these spaces here. Notice that this one is video compatible. So if you have a video message, or you have a you've created a YouTube video, or you want to upload a video into the system, you want to send maybe a property walkthrough or something like that, you can certainly do that. Anytime you see these video options, you can also substitute it with a photo. It's just showing you that this happens to be video compatible as well in here. I'm going to go back to that home screen again. And I want to show you one other generic template that we have in here, and that's the generic newsletters. The system is super flexible. You can always send this out. This is essentially an e-card. It's formatted to have enough space to be a newsletter. So you can see that it can grow in different ways. There's lots of different configurations. It's made to look amazing all the time. You don't need to know how to make columns. You don't need to know HTML. You don't need to know any of that. You just need to know that you need to upload a photo here and you need to provide some text in this section. A lot of these things that are called flexible are mix and match. It's just showing you the options that are available, but you don't necessarily have to use them. You can always hide them. We use these a lot internally. When we're building things to send out to some of our divisions, or maybe we're building something to send out to the public, there's a lot of flexibility in here. So for example, this flexible e-card layout, if I wanted to build another section of 3, I could always add another one. There's another one that's actually hidden in here. And I could take this section out. I can add little dividers. I can add another section with another big photo. So you can actually build onto these. It's just showing you the different options that are available in here. I encourage you when you're ready to get into BHHS resource, which is coming next week, you'll be able to go ahead and just play and kind of look around in these generic cards for those of you who like to build your own. So going back to that home page again, and I'm going to go ahead and scroll down. So we have all the different content types, and then it's going to start breaking it down by things that are available by essentially niche markets. So this is going to be our property marketing. So it's going to ask you, we have a listing or we have an open house coming up, commercial, we want some activity, new developments, things that we're going to send to our sphere of influence. And if we drop down, it's going to show us all the different pieces that are available under there. So in this case, if we wanted to build a flyer, we focus a little bit on e-cards lately. Here's our flyers. And you'll notice here's those little American flags I was talking about. You might see the European Union flag on occasion, or some other flags as well in here for European sizing. But you can see that there's lots of different options in here for doing a flyer. So this flyer is available to either download, you can have the PDF, you can actually embed it, you can provide a link and you can push it off to your social media if you'd like. This is also built into a print vendor. It's the same vendor we actually use internally, and that's ExpressDocs. So you can actually print directly out of this system. It'll actually open up a portal to ExpressDocs, and you'll be able to go ahead and order flyers or postcards out of this system as well. I'm going to go ahead and go back to that main page here, just so you can see some of the other things that are available. So for those of you who will be doing some luxury marketing, you also have all the different luxury options here. So it's going to take all of that property marketing and all of that agent marketing that you have, and it's going to create those luxury marketing pieces instead. So that'll turn it into that black, white, and gray look. And it's also going to have the luxury collection logo on everything. So it's going to swap out that generic RW Town Realty logo, and it's going to put in the luxury collection logo. If you need to do some personal marketing, so essentially personal marketing is going to be anything other than a property flyer, or excuse me, a property item. It's going to be in this section here. So this is going to be things like those Easter cards, and it's going to be just kind of generic things, home tips, newsletters, talking real estate. There's a newsletter in here that's built out every month that you can send. And you can either have it printed or you can have it emailed. There's actually two different versions in here. For those of you who also do some work with recruiting, there's some information here on prospecting. For those of you who are being recognized with any type of BHHS award, they do have a full set of recognition e-cards and assets that you can use as well. And then there's specific items that you can use for your niche markets and sphere of influence in here. I saw a quick question, and that was about the printing turnaround time. ExpressDocs has a lot of different options. It is mailed in from Texas, I believe, but there is an overnight option available in there, but they also have longer turnaround time options in the system. If you have specific questions about the turnaround time for ExpressDocs, in a specific use case, do email marketing. It's marketing@rwtown.com. And they'll be happy to kind of run through all the different options that are available in ExpressDocs because they deal with it on a daily basis. All right, I'm going to go ahead and scroll on down here, and we've continued to break out this section here. So we have the Forever Agent Marketing. So for those of you who will be working with some of that Forever Agent material, so these are going to be all those guides and all the different global reports and things like that. All of that is going to be available in here. The Real Estate Lifestyle and Planning Guide is one of my very favorite things, and you'll actually be able to have all of the assets that go with that. And then also property and recognition for the Forever Agent Marketing Program. I will tell you, I love the Forever Agent Marketing Program because it does have so many great items that you can use on social media, on your website. All of this can be copied and pasted. All of this can be used in lots of different ways. I also love the fact that we're getting very much into like, give me your email address and name, and I will send you this guide. They have lots and lots of different guides in here, and you can use these guides for those kind of what we call squeeze pages, where they enter their name and email address. You'll send them this PDF. There's a fantastic one in here on why rent versus buy. They've got stuff on pets and kids and all sorts of things about move ups and move downs. I love this one, move, improve, or relocate. So all of these are different guides and brochures that you can certainly download and use. Once you have an opportunity to get in here, I really hope that you'll go in and just kind of take a look at all the different assets that are available in here. These are some of my favorite and some of the best to be able to use for your personal marketing. They also have a full digital set that goes with this as well. So if you're want to talk directly to somebody, you can do that and then be able to drop them down to a page that has the same information on your website. Karen, did you have a question?
Can you explain how a squeeze page works? Is it something where I do a social media post and they opt in if they want to have it automatically forwarded to them?
So our websites, our version of your EAWs on Site Builder actually support a lead page where you can have a lead page on your website. They enter some basic information. Once they do that and hit submit, it'll take them off to another page on your site where they can actually download something like this. So we call it a squeeze page because we're actually asking them to provide us information before we'll give them something. So it's just a form of a lead page, but they work pretty well.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. I'm going to go back to that home page again. And we have 2 more categories here, and then we'll go ahead and finish up this tour. We have the different collections. So this is just going to go into some of those different assets that they have, but they're just categorized in this case by color. So if you're just working on Cabernet and white, you can certainly go in here. If you need black and white because you're working with a luxury property, you can certainly see everything that's in there. But they also break things down into city, urban, ranch, country, and equestrian, and also tropical. Tropical actually works for our waterfront set because we are able to change the photos in those. For those of you who are dealing with any kind of rural or equestrian property, these are wonderful pieces to use. And again, you can change the photos to match our area if you need to. And for city urban, for anybody who might be working outside the Richmond markets, or if you're working maybe in downtown Norfolk, these are great pieces, again, for you to be able to use. It just gives it a little bit different flavor and kind of really brands it to that area that you're working. So for the brand section here, this is going to be all the different brand campaigns and assets that are available from BHHS. So BHHS just launched a brand new ad campaign. It is wonderful. It is funny. It's a great piece to share, and I think it's going to resonate with people. You'll be able to find everything relating to that brand campaign. Again, you can click the main category, or you can go ahead and drop down if you know exactly what you want. So this is their new series here called Real Stories About Real Estate, and it's about how much an agent actually does in order to make the sale happen. And you'll see all sorts of little funny scenarios in order to fulfill the need for either buying or selling a home. It's a wonderful piece in here. So you'll be able to use that. There's e-cards that are available that match everything. There are Instagram stories. There's different social media pieces and everything. And all of this is customizable as well. So if you might need to swap out a photo in here, or if you need to change some text, all of that is available in here as well. Again, I'm going to go ahead and click that logo just to go back to the main page again. And last but certainly not least, we have this good to know section. So this really is just a section for just basic information. So for those of you who might be more into management or team leads, where you may need to provide that kind of information to a set of agents, good to know is really for you. This is where we'll have more on the recruiting, education, events that are coming up in our community programs. This is more on that side of the platform, but you can certainly review it and take a look. And if we start to have some of the community programs that are available from BHHS, those assets will be in here. We have had a couple of really great events from BHHS, things like the Walk and Wag and things like that. Those assets will be under those community programs when we go ahead and announce those as well. So nice and easy for you to navigate, lots and lots of different things for you to do. You can certainly do a lot of marketing in here, a lot of e-cards, lots of communications, lots of ways to stay in touch with people. And all of this is very customizable, and it is all very professionally designed. It's made to make you look amazing and also to make it nice and easy for you to do some marketing. Does anybody have any questions just kind of overall on the marketing resource?
You did an amazing job. There's absolute silence out there. They know it. There you go. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yep.
Oh, okay. So I have a question. These pages look awesome, as well as the website that we'll have access to. Are we able to take any of these resources that we may have created and then pull them over to our website, like some of those blank boxes that we would have available?
Sure. That's a great segue here. When we were discussing things like those community tiles or those customizable boxes on the website, that'd be a perfect place to be able to take an image and say, moving with pets, and have that great image there and let people click off to it. And you can most certainly embed the guide directly from here onto your website. Or since all of this information is owned by BHHS, we're also allowed to just copy and paste the text and put it on our website as well. I love the finished polished product of having the guide, but you can do either one. Yes, all of this is for you. You can steal the newsletter articles and put them on your website. You can embed the newsletters and put them on your website. You can use the photos on your website if you want to. If you want to use a postcard and download it as a JPEG instead and make it a nice header image on your website, feel free. All of this is for you to use for all of your marketing. It's all here. Mm-hmm.
Thank you. That's very exciting. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Any additional questions today? I think we're good.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for walking us through that. The excitement's there. It's very helpful. Guys, you can always refer back to these videos and we'll keep updating them as needed. But thank you again, Kristen. And for anyone that wants to stick around for 1 p.m., we will have a showing rental property CE class that is available for 1 CE credit. So that will happen then. But otherwise, thank you all for being here, and we'll be back with another video soon.